Alright, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor Unchained. So, I want to cover a newer protocol or newer project today called Ora. Um, I want to get into it, go into a deep dive, give you guys an unbiased look at the potential very good and, potentially any sort of red flags. But overall, I am incredibly bullish on this project for many reasons, and we'll get into it, throughout this video, and then towards the end, I'll give, kind of just a full rundown of my thesis. So, Ora Protocol. What is Ora Protocol? So, Ora provides chain agnostic infrastructure that bridges the gap between AI and blockchain. Um, their mission is to provide developers and organizations with accessible, scalable, and verifiable AI solutions that seamlessly integrate on chain. By providing these tools and enabling the tokenization of AI models, we create a unified platform that is not only advances decentralized AI applications, but also funds open source development. So basically, they are a platform building an ecosystem of tokenized AI models with a lot of other really interesting features as well. I think it is going to be a massive project. But like I said, we'll cover the ins and outs, the good and the bad. So we'll go through this. This is just a thread that I made on it the other day. I'm probably gonna start doing this a lot more with a lot of new projects that I find really interesting, or just have a lot of potential. But when it comes to Aura, like I said, that is kind of the main idea of what Aura Protocol is. They got an Aura AI Oracle. You kind of think Chainlink, but more so within AI inference and AI data within smart contracts and on the blockchain. AI model verification on chain, OpML and Op AI here. Initial model offering, which again, that's one of the main reasons why I'm so intrigued with this project. And then ERC 7007, which is very interesting as well. So, like I said, one of their features, the AI Oracle. I kind of just said most of what it is. You can kind of think Chainlink, but again, focusing more so on AI inferencing and integration. If you're not familiar with what inferencing is, it's kind of like when you're training an AI model. When you train an AI model, you are kind of feeding it data. It's basically what you are inputting into the AI model. And an AI model can be anything from some sort of LLM like a chat GBT, or it could be even like a text to video, or a photo to video, AI generation, anything like that. That's what an AI model is. But training it, you're feeding it and inputting data. The inference is actually the output. It's like, what is it spitting out? What is it predicting? And it kind of focuses on a lot of verifying a lot of that inference, aka what is being spit out. That's kind of what ERC 7007 focuses on. We'll cover that in a minute. So I want to talk about this initial model offering, though. This is one of the most bullish things that I've seen within this project. So if you guys have seen some of my previous videos, I've been a huge bull, like I mean a huge bull, on the Virtuals protocol ecosystem, because they've built more than just an AI project. They have created, obviously very useful and working AI agents, and their AI agents are what is, the hottest thing in the market. But it drives a lot of volume and attention into their agents, because with virtual, especially to get your hands, if you're in the virtual trenches, you got to be buying virtual token to actually buy into newer agents. It's almost like operating like a layer one, and that is why I'm so bullish on it. I actually believe that might be the future for many different projects. Instead of even launching on certain L1s, L2s, some of them might just launch their own ecosystem, not even their own blockchain. It's just going to operate using their own native token for certain things. But that is actually similar to what Aura is doing. They tokenize AI models, and they are actually put on chain. You can buy them, sell them, trade them. but they are paired with the Ora token. And this is different from AI agents in a sense because, again, when you're investing in, an IMO here, an initial model offering, you're kind of investing in, the people behind this LLM and what these people want to do with the LLM versus, you're just investing in an AI agent. Because also with these LLMs, or I say LLM, that's just one type of AI model, but I know it's probably what most of you are familiar with, like a ChatGPT. But what these LLMs can do also is you can actually create as many agents as you'd want, depending on, whoever owns the LLM, whoever wants to build an agent using that tokenized model. You can build AI agents with these LLMs or AI models that are already on the blockchain. Because I look at it, when you're dealing with AI agents, where are they getting all this info from? They're getting it from ChatGPT or Llama or all these random LLMs that are just through these massive companies, right? When, it's like why would you go through centralized major companies like that when now Aura is creating, literal AI models tokenized so you can actually buy into them, that, you can actually use these LLMs or AI models to invest in, or I'm sorry, you can use them for your AI agents. I think it just offers a whole new way of looking at the AI space and just how and where you can just start investing in. To me, it's just I think it's going to be something that might take some time, but I think it's just going to be the next way of where people are focusing their attention. Because right now it's mainly on the front end with AI agents, but eventually people are going to realize that, instead of, using ChatGPT, I can use, OpenLM, which is another LLM that they've released. You can use that for an agent instead, things like that. So they're building a whole ecosystem, and I'll just pull up one of their LLMs that did launch a few weeks ago maybe. But this one has already been on a massive run and hasn't even stopped. So this is Buddhism religious model. So this one's pretty cool. But same thing. The reason why I like this one too is this is the literal AI model that you can buy. It is paired with the Ora token. But the thing is, if you want to buy it, like I said, you got to use either the Ora Protocol platform, or you got to swap into the Ora token on ETH or Base, and then you need to buy this BRM token using Ora. What does that do? That drives a ton of buy pressure, into Ora itself. And so if you go to X, this is Buddhism model, and this is what I was saying before, is that you can create AI agents using these literal AI models that are tokenized now. Because now Buddhism model, this is their main Twitter, but they also have an AI agent that is using their AI model. I personally just think this is like the next level of where people eventually are going to start shifting their attention within the space. It seems like I think the last day or two we're starting to see LLM meme coins launching, which is, I think it's funny. Because that to me, it almost seems like it's about to play out exactly like how Virtuals was. How we started to see GOAT, a literal AI agent meme coin, started to take place out of nowhere. Pumped for a few days, few weeks. But then what happened? People started realizing there's actually real infrastructure where you can build. So instead of investing in a meme of an AI agent, you can invest in some real infrastructure behind it. Same thing I feel like may actually be happening right now with LLMs and with AI models. Again, we're seeing ticker LLM, ticker like GBT or something starting to blow up to the last literal 2 days. But same thing, eventually people are going to be like, oh wait, instead of investing in a meme of an AI model, why don't I invest in real infrastructure that legitimately creates them and funds them? Kind of a simple idea with that. But anyways, that's their IMOs. That's kind of my thesis behind, their IMOs here and why I really like that. So I guess some other deeper info I'm not going to get too into here. It's kind of just some complex computation, and how they've kind of built out this whole thing. But this ERC 7007 I do want to bring up is super interesting too. Because this is what I was saying too, is they are building something that is almost, it's kind of a big problem already in Web 2. We're seeing, with IP issues, where, you have people who people creating content left and right. But, people on the internet are consistently just stealing content. It's almost like a norm. People are going to take a TikTok video. Either they're literally going to just blatantly repost it. Maybe they change the coloring, a lot of the stuff on the video so it doesn't get copyrighted. Then they post it themselves. It's one of the most common issues right now. But with ERC 7007, this is dealing mainly with AI generated content, but it's offering a way. So when any sort of AI model that is launched through Ora, whatever AI model is actually, spitting out info, like I was saying, using their inference, that is being, in certain cases, this is being released almost as like an NFT. Basically saying, okay, well, if this LLM just spit out some data, let's verify it. So people know, okay, well, if, when is this data spit out? Like different things about it. Kind of hard to explain, but I want to go over it right here. But verifiable AI generated content tokens. So it's an extension of NFTs, specifically designed to accommodate verifiable AI generated content. So it can be paired with the IMO in order to create inference assets that benefit model token holders. And that's also what I want to get into a little bit, is the revenue share. I'm trying to see, where is that point here? So, as AI generated content becomes more prevalent, there's a need for standardized ways to represent and verify this content on the blockchain. So, it allows users to verify that the AI generated content is produced by a specific model with a specific output. So basically, if someone uses an AI model, they give it some sort of prompt. Once that prompt is hit, if it's a text to image model, someone says, generate me a cat with a hat on. I don't know. It's basically going to verify, once that prompt hits, that the AI generated content is produced by the specific model. It's going to enable revenue sharing mechanisms. And within, when it actually spits that data out, it gives a lot of metadata, including like the stuff here: name, description, image, prompt, AI generated content type, image, video, audio, data, proof type, and AI art NFTs, I guess. This is an example they put here. But, I guess if you guys can kind of wrap your heads around why I think that's, actually very important, I really like that. I think that's a major issue. Even though, most of the issue that we're seeing in today's world is obviously not from AI generated content, but more so, just general content that people are making day to day. But this one obviously is focusing on, kind of the future, when a lot of content is going to be generated through AI, right? It's a way within blockchain to actually verify all of this info, So that I think is actually very, very important, like even outside of this ecosystem it's building. But so let's keep going. So they do have some backers. Polychain Capital, Hashkey Capital are two of, some of the major ones. This is what I wanted to cover with the team. I feel like I've done some research on the team, but there's not as much info, not nearly enough info that I would like to find on them. If we go to their, their Twitter, they do have a lot of affiliated people. Let's go to Ora here. So this is their Twitter, Ora Protocol. They have 300,000 followers. If you go to affiliates though, like these are some of their main people on their team. Katie Conway here. We got Norman, which this person is on the GitHub as well, and their GitHub use is actually very good for a long time. Just consistent updates. This is someone here as well. I follow him. But like I said, I think their team information is one of the things I'm definitely lacking. I wrote here, it's like their YouTube channel showcases, a lot of their information online. Showcases a lot of their team, their faces, but as far as putting the face to an X account and just getting a lot of that team info. Even in their documentation, there's not much to go by. I don't know. I don't think they have a LinkedIn that I found. But again, this is why it's like I'm just being honest with every piece of this research. I would like to look more into their team, but some people that I do know in other group chats as well are familiar with some of the team members. It seems pretty strong. So this is not something I'm too worried about because, like I said, they've actually been developing for a long time. They're previously Hyper Oracle. And so let's get into their tokenomics here. So a lot of people are going to question this project because of the tokenomics, because of any issues with it. And, I completely understand. I think in this market, obviously, VC-esque tokenomics are very looked down upon. And I don't blame anyone, especially within certain narratives. And when we go sideways, when the market chops, major, L tokenomics end up really taking a project down. And it's kind of sad, but I want to go into the tokenomics here. I wrote this stuff out. And to me, I think going forward, these tokenomics do look fairly sustainable, and I'll give you guys, a couple reasons why. But the tokenomics is one of the potential concerns of this project that I wrote. But I feel it still has, a sustainable way to drive significant growth and adoption within its ecosystem, and has potential to thrive regardless of its vesting and unlocks for the time being, while in the midst of this bull run. Because I think once we do really hit some sort of full-blown alt season, which I still believe is very soon, 95% of projects, its tokenomics will not matter, because when a narrative pumps, it pumps, guys. And I just think when you have something combined with a really good narrative, like AI, with such an innovative use case, I think the tokenomics for the time being will take a back seat. But with that being said, let's cover it. So distribution it's somewhat simple. 33%, 33%, 33%, and 1%. 33% is to the ecosystem. Tokens unlocked / released based on community governments and decisions. 33% of it is for a network / nodes. They do have nodes as well you can get. But 3% of the supply per year for node incentives. So this is what is currently unlocking fairly consistently, is around 3% of supply per year. And if we break that down, that's about 1% per 4 months, or 0.25% of supply per month, basically. That is just going to people, though, that are securing the network, which, in my opinion, I think most projects that, offer nodes, it's fairly common that they get node rewards. To me, that's not anything new or fancy. It's just literally just going to true believers and people that are, like I said, just securing the network. 33% is for the foundation. So 1/3 of the project is going to the team and backers, but this allocation specifically is locked for 1 year. So after 1 year, and then the 33% unlocks over a 5-year span. So I think that portion of it is very good. I like that those funds are actually locked up with the VC investments and the backers and even the team. The fact that these aren't even going to be touched. 1/3 of supply, even though it is not circulating, 1/3 of it is not going to be touched whatsoever. But I want to go over this ecosystem because this is one of the major things that Ora is focusing on. They just dropped a tweet, actually, I think yesterday, talking about they got an investment DAO now. They're going to start funding with over $200 million in grants, resources, mentorship to projects that push the boundaries of AI and Web3. So they're basically using a lot of their funds to legitimately fund their own ecosystem, to fund people that want to build with them. And of course, there's no real full know-how, when the tokens are going to be vested and unlocked. But it's through community governance. But I think overall it's actually fairly sustainable. I like that this is locked. I like that this is going to fund other projects within the ecosystem or other teams that want to build AI models through them. And this I think is just pretty standard for most projects. So overall, even though the supply is very low float, meaning only a low percent of supply is actually out on the market, I think these tokenomics are pretty sustainable. And this 1%, this was already fully emitted at launch for liquidity. But like I said, that's what the tokenomics here, and I kind of went over, I guess my main thesis for it, which if you guys want to read this on Twitter, I'll actually link it below. But this has been most of my research for Ora. Like I said, the main thing is I feel like I do not have enough info at all on the team. I think the tokenomics could be questionable, and the valuation of the project. I know that's actually put some people off because it's already like 800 something million to $900 million fully diluted. That is somewhat high, and I totally understand that. But with that being said, like I said, I think I think the idea of this having such an innovative ecosystem going forward into 2025 with liquidity pairing and all these ecosystem funds that are going to be deployed into new people, new teams, new projects, I think this is going to be a pretty good project going forward. So overall, this has been kind of my thesis behind it. I don't really have set targets or anything like that. But like I said, I think as this just starts to develop and more people start paying attention, they start seeing, what kind of good things that Ora has, I think it'll just start, people will start paying attention more. And like I was saying before, we're starting to see, I saw a tweet. We're starting to see, I guess, this project, like, this is what I mean, which is super interesting. We're starting to see a coin called literally LLM. And we got like all these different ones here. Basically, we're now seeing meme LLM tokens. To me, this is literally playing out how Virtuals played out. How we had GOAT and all these trash. And again, sorry if I'm making anyone butthurt, but I do not like most of those AI meme coins whatsoever. I think they were just complete garbage. But we're starting to see a lot of those, even though, GOAT is obviously pretty strong. But we saw GOAT, all those AI agents that were legitimate meme coins. And then people started flocking into actual agents like on Virtuals and the infrastructure. And I think right now it seems like if this is actually going to continue to be a narrative, this going forward is going to be huge. And I don't mean like these coins. I mean Ora here. Because again, people are now flocking onto, there's these LLM meme coins, and now let me jump into, the actual infrastructure play that is legitimately creating and launching, real LLMs, real AI models on chain. So I don't know. I feel like this is a very good thesis behind this project. This is why I really like it, all this stuff. And like I said, it does have those potential couple red flags, like the valuation, potential tokenomics, if that is throwing people off. I totally get it, but this is my entire thesis behind why I really like this coin. And I just wanted to show, kind of just show you guys, show everyone my thoughts behind it. But outside of that, I got a lot more videos coming because this is just one project, guys, that I'm focusing on within the entire crypto market right now. And obviously Bitcoin's nuking. Depending on what happens in the short term, obviously things are going to move, things are going to dump, go down. But for the time being, I really like Ora. And, over the next few days, the next couple, like week, 2 weeks, I'm just going to be dropping just straight alpha, straight projects on the timeline, kind of like I did in late 2023. Because I just want to get back into doing what I was doing before. So outside of that, guys, I appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you tomorrow or the next day in the next video. Thanks.